Walk of shame again. What's my fucking problem? 2 a.m. He fucked me twice, but told me I could sleep on the couch tonight, so couldn't even sleep in the same fucking bed as him, so I'm leaving. I'll probably just sleep in my car until I sober up, so yeah, that's it. These are the chronicles of dating in Denver. I'll probably make a series about it. Oh my god, there's some random guy walking his dog. I'm really scared. My car's down there though. I see it, so we're good. But yeah, he fucked me twice, but I couldn't sleep in his bed. He told me I could sleep on the couch. So, yeah, that's it. Alright.
One, two, three. Snack time! Nom, 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 nom.
Where are all the good men? We hear this all the time these days, and in the video we just saw, we could all just watch it as an audience and be shocked that a man would do that. He'd sleep with her twice and make her sleep on the couch. Man, where are all the good men? We are going to break down and make sense of what we just saw in that video, and guess what? It is her own dang fault. Do I like the scenario of that guy kicking a girl out like that? I don't like that as a human being, but it's her own dang fault. So let's get into it. A big part of many women's unreasonableness and why they end up spinsters is that they take all the ideal traits from previous men and demand it from the next man while offering little to no value themselves. Oh, guys, we're going to break this down. You know we're going to break this down. Here's the meme here. Hypergamy meme. When she says, I know what I want now and not settling for less than I deserve. That's every single woman after the age of 30 on online dating apps, of course. So she says, I want a man who is 6'3" like my ex Chad, 8 inches in the pants like my ex Tyrone, 6 figures like my ex Rich, hair and eyes like my feminine ex Fabio, sweet and kind like my guy friend BetaMon Billy, but also a bad boy like my abusive ex Chris, and he accepts me as I am and loves my kids as his own. Okay, so they're making fun of FDS Queen here, female dating strategy. So, guys, this has been a fun, Reddit to browse. Where are all the good men if you want to check it out? And I want to look at this first comment that I just saw on this to break down again what this whole scenario is. As I have previously noted, this is a big reason why the carousel ruins women, the cock carousel, for anyone that didn't know. It's not that a man is insecure about her exes being better than he is. It's that no man can compete against a man who only exists in her head. A never-aging, idealized amalgamation of the best traits of every man she's been with. I'm going to have to look this word up, guys. I don't know what that means, just to be honest. I'm guessing it means a combination. It means like a mega Chad or mega Tyrone. You know what? Screw this. You guys aren't going to see this video yet. I'm going to look it up right now. I'll report to you what it means. What do we got here? Amalgamation. The action, process, or result of combining or uniting. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Exactly. It's just taking all the best traits from a man. Yeah, we're going to break all this down. Perfect. All right, learned a new word. Marriage market value, MMV, is comprised of a basket of traits. And while one man's MMV may be higher than that of another man, that doesn't mean that he beats him in every category. We have statistics going back decades, so we know who files for most divorces, the reasons they give for doing so, and the history of all the parties involved in the general sense. What the data shows is that the more non-marital sex partners a woman has, the more likely she is to initiate divorce for dissatisfaction as opposed to legitimate fault. That is not in serious dispute. It makes sense, even though her husband probably had the highest overall MMV, marriage market value, of all those men, he's up against the ghosts of her lover's past. All of them simultaneously. Edit, for obvious reasons, the more of those ghosts there are, the more likely that any one thing her husband does or fails to do will be judged is insufficient. No flesh and blood man is going to win that contest, and given the odds and the stakes, it is very, very foolish to try to turn a thought into a housewife. All right, so right there, I'll give that a little upvote here. Let's break this concept down by going back to the Alpha X-Men. And here's the idea with the Alpha X-Men. The problem with today's world is that not only do women get pressured by feminism, sexual empowerment, media everywhere, Sex in the City, not only do they get pressured to go out and taste it all, go have your fun. You got Cardi B WAP. You know all that crazy stuff.
I said certified free, 7 days a week.
Feminism used to be the most righteous of fights, but these days it feels like they secretly hate guys. Think it's crazy I'm the one who they labeled as controversial, and Cardi B is the role model for 12-year-old girls.
I'm talking WAP, WAP, WAP.
So not only do they get pressured to do that, but in today's day and age, women have more options than ever because the connectivity. They have social media, online dating apps, the internet. So how this works is that we all know that most men are willing to sleep down or across. Men are willing to sleep with women that they deem equal or even lesser value. You guys know it. We all know it. If any guy's, had some action in his life, he knows there's some in his, in his pocketbook where he's like, dang, well, I hope the buddies don't find out about that one or they're going to give me a hard time about that. So we all know this. You have buddies that have done that too, and it's just one of those cliches that men will sleep with anything type idea. So here's how this works. Nowadays, women have the ability to connect with a lot more men in their local areas or even towns over than they ever did before. So the average woman or below average woman used to have to basically date her own level or maybe slightly above of the guys that she met in her town. But now the average or below average woman can connect with these alphas or these guys that are higher status, some bad boys that wouldn't actually give her the time of the day except for they happen to match on Tinder. So now he's like, all right, one bored night, he might be like, all right, what are you doing? Oh, it's 11 p.m. Yeah, come on over. Bring some whatever, White Claws, and we'll party. So nowadays, right, because all the woman has to do is like smile at a guy, say, hey, you're cute, and open up her legs, and she can have sex with almost anyone. So women are connecting with more men that are actually out of their commitment level, the actual relationship commitment level. Yeah, maybe they can get the guy to sleep with them, but they won't get that guy to walk around, parading around, and be like, this is my girlfriend, this is my wife. No, those guys won't do it. So this is where the danger is that they taste the alpha buffet because of social media, online dating, etc. Thoughts are able to connect with and hook up with lots of alpha men. Boom. All right, that makes sense. We got it. All right, well, what's the problem with that, Adam? Well, here's the problem. Unrealistic expectations. Because thoughts can taste the highest status men, they believe they deserve commitment from the highest status men. That is where the trick goes, right? Because these guys might even charm her a little bit. They might even be like, oh yeah, you're cute or whatever. The guys that are higher status might give them a little validation, not nearly what the simps are going to give them, but they might give them a little bit of validation. So these women, after sleeping with them, their own internal hypergamy basically tricks them into believing that that is a guy that she can maintain. That's a guy that she can get to commit to her. So women falsely believe subconsciously or even consciously that they can get commitment from these men that they're sleeping with. And here's the problem with hypergamy, guys. We don't have this, but it's an internal biological survival mechanism basically to get her to carry on the best genes and give herself and her children the best chance of survival. Well, what would be the best chance of survival for her is getting the highest status alpha guy to commit to her and to get the children of that highest status alpha guy, because then her children are going to have a better life, quote unquote better life. So it makes sense why she would continue to go for that higher status guy. But the thing is, her hypergamy basically wipes out guys that she deems equal value or lesser than. So the more a woman dates around, the less she sees the normal guys that should actually be at her level. She keeps looking for the highest status guys. So we get the situation where that girl from, the video, she's just willing to walk over to this guy's house, sleep with him twice, and he's like, nah, you got to sleep on the couch, right? Obviously not a guy that is commitment material. Not a guy at all that's commitment material. Do we feel bad for her? Do we think every man is like this? No, because we all know that she, even that girl, has simps and BetaMon in her life that would treat her like a queen and pedestalize her, because that's what simps and BetaMon do. However, she chooses the bad boy that makes her sleep on the couch or makes her sleep in her car. Again, her fault. But she is going to then, at some point in time, start to go, every man treats me like this, all men are crap, because she only sees higher and higher status men, and those men are going to treat her with less and less respect the older that she gets, because they have abundance. So she comes out the other side is a really angry, bitter cat lady feminist, screeching and hollering about men and how bad they are because of her time on the cock carousel.
How dare you? How dare you?
So the sad ending, she compares you to her ex-men. Because thoughts have sampled the best of the best, they have created a mega ideal partner in their head. As her own value diminishes, right, as she gets older, her expectations from men get higher and higher. Just like we saw here, I want a man who's 6'3" like my ex Chad, 8 inches like Tyrone, 6 figures like Rich, hair and eyes like Fabio, sweet and kind like BetaMon Billy, bad boy like abusive ex Chris, and accepts and loves me for who I am and my kids from the other baby daddies. So she starts to pick and choose from her ex-men. So who are her ex-men, you ask? These are the mutants that possess unique and rare gifts most normal men don't have. These are the men that treat her in such a way that her emotions are so heavily engaged. Like the guy that she's willing to go over at night with, and he shoots his DNA all over her 2 different times throughout the night, and then he says, nah, you can't even sleep with me in this bed. No, you're to the couch. You can sleep in the dog kennel out back. So they keep going from the bad boys, the guys that, we can just inflate their emotions, get them all engaged in all this stuff that will just put them through this psychosis in a sense. But that is such a unique and rare gift. It's a rare experience that now she misses that little part, right? That ex that had that temper tantrum, she kind of misses that emotional, fiery energy sometimes. The ex that had all that money, she misses being able to go on those luxury vacations or going out to those nice places to eat. That's how hypergamy works. That's how this, works. And anyway, guys, let me know, do you see this game play out? It's the alpha X-Men dynamic. The more she sleeps around, the more her expectations from men get higher because of that mega ideal partner. And meanwhile, the more she sleeps around, she's aging older and older and older. So the men that she's going for, the top crop of men, because that's all her hypergamy allows at that point, those men are going for younger women. So they constantly they start to hate these men. All men are bad. So then when she's got BetaMon Billy that comes along, she's 35 and BetaMon Billy comes, just super sweet guy. He's going to rescue her and just make her, he's going to worship her. Well, she sees BetaMon Billy is such like she's settled. It doesn't even matter if she's a 2 out of 10, realistically, she sees BetaMon Billy is a negative 5 out of 10. She's like, I can't believe I'm settling with this after all the alpha guys I was, all the hot guys in my prime that I was with, and I had to settle for BetaMon Billy. So she orders him around. She treats him like a slave. Whew, that's the plantation. So that's why we say don't turn a hoe into a housewife. You can try, but I suggest catch and release. If you're going to dabble in the hoe life, don't forget where she belongs. In the end, she belongs.
But I love her though.
She belongs to the street.
So sad, so sad, so sad. That you been yours.
She belongs to the street.
You might have said you love that girl, but she belongs to the gang. And when she with me, I let her do her thing.
Don't forget, subscribe, like, comment, share the video, but definitely subscribe.